Hello, everyone. Welcome in for our very first sneak peek. We got lots of springtime goodness coming up, lots of requested items, maybe. I think you guys are going to be excited. Hello, Miss Lori, Natalie, Grammy Sue, Laura. I saw we have friends from the UK. We have friends from Scotland. We have friends from Canada. So excited that everyone could join us. Hello, Gretchen and Gail. Hello, everyone. Madeline and Sarah. Okay. Hello, Betsy. Hello. Hey, Kelsey, Linda. All right. So, hello, everyone. My name is Kelly, and we're going to start showing sneak peeks of our Celebrate release. It's a little bit springtime, a little bit like birthday celebration. April, I believe it's April, March or April, I lose track. Honeybee Stamps will be 9 years old. And so we always like to do something fun for our birthday. And so we have the Celebrate release this year. Okay, before I get started here showing you all of the good things, I want to remind you of our class that's coming up. This is a free class. It's going to be held on March 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be creating the mailbox card that is shown here in the photographs. There is information that both went out in our newsletter and on our Buzzworthy Challenge group page. But if for some reason you did not receive the information, if you want to email me, I would be happy to send it to you. And I know that I've got a couple of emails in my inbox that I need to email back. So never fear. Kelly will always get around to it eventually. Let's see here. Hello. Yes, 9 years. Let's see. I ordered all the surprise for you because, oh, cool. I'm so excited that you're going to be joining us. Okay. I am creating a big card tonight. I'm going to ink blend a background. I'm going to use a new embossing folder, and then I've got some new lovely layers to show you. So without further ado, I am going to go down here to my desk view, and I have my mat. We're going to get inky. I've got a mask here that's an oval. We do not have these masks or stencils anymore, but I always tell all my friends, you can create your own mask or stencil by using your shaped dies. I was being lazy tonight and just pulled this out. So I've got everything stuck down and ready to go. So I'm going to start out by ink blending this background because we are going to use, like I said, a new embossing folder, perfect for spring. And so I'm going to start out with spun sugar. That is our really light pink. And I'm starting with a new blending brush. If you guys can believe that. I love to use like my dirty brushes, but it was time for a new one for spun sugar. Now, because I just inked this up really heavily, I'm going to start. I don't know why it does that. Well, I do know why it does that. A nice friend of ours emailed in and she said, Kelly, you can get rid of the little emojis or whatever you call those things that show up on the screen. But now it's gotten to be, sometimes we get balloons, sometimes we get confetti, and it honestly cracks me up because you never know what's going to pop up, that I've just left it because I don't know, I guess I'm bored. For whatever reason, it just cracks me up. Okay, so I've pulled that spun sugar down to about right here, and now I'm going to start working in picked raspberry. So let's see here. So let's put away that brush. Let's get my picked raspberry out, and then let's see. Oh, S. Andrews just opened up a honeybee package. Yay. Okay, you know what? I fibbed to you. I'm not going to start with that one. I'm going to start with my bottom. No, I'm not. I fibbed to you again. I am going to start with this one. All right, I'm going to start way over here, and then I'm going to pull it on and kind of hold down my little oval mask that I have here. And I'm going to pull it way down what's gonna go into that bottom shade, really light-handed right in here. Okay, let me just do a little dip, dip, dip. I'm gonna start out over here and then pull that on. And then I can start working it both down and then up into the spun sugar. Okay, there we go. Let's pull this side up just a hair like we did that other one. Pull these down just a hair so it kind of matches the top. Okay. All right, now we've got that going. Now let's pull in the bottom color. All right, we're gonna mix in just a little bit of a lavender. So this is milled lavender. And let me grab my little lavender brush. All right. And I'm gonna start way down here so I get the most pigment right where I start. And then I'm going to blend that up into the picked raspberry. So let's start making those two meet right there. Pull it all the way up in there. There we go. Get a good wrist and arm workout tonight with my background here. All right, let's see how we're looking. We're looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on that so I don't make a mess. And then let's go ahead and let's peel our little mask that we have here off. And then this is going to be a little highlighted section for our new lovely layers. Before we get to that, I want to introduce you to a new embossing folder. So this one is called Sandy's Garden. And Sandy is Melissa, who is the owner of Honeybee Stamps. Sandy is her sweet mama. And we have had stamps named after Miss Sandy that are now retired. And so we thought that this was the perfect little embossing folder to kind of honor Miss Sandy. She's a sweet, sweet lady. She works and helps in the warehouse, and we love her. So I'm going to gently peel this back, and then I am going to insert my cardstock in here just about like so, and I am going to close my little door of my embossing folder, and you're going to be able to see all those pretty springy, summery flowers now, but you'll see there's like a hydrangea, there are leaves, there's like a little cone flower, a tulip, some other little flowers that of course I don't know their name. Here's another tulip here. This looks like a pansy almost. So really pretty, like a whole assortment of garden flowers here. I'm going to run this through my dye machine, and let's see here. Let me grab the right plate, and I'm going to send that through. Let's see here. And then we'll take a peek at what we have here. Okay, so let's open her up. And then this is what it looks like when it is all, I don't know why that's giving me a thumbs up. This is a thumbs down. This is a total thumbs up. Okay, so we have Sandy's Garden embossing folder. Isn't that cute? Isn't that pretty? This one's going to be a fun one to do all kinds of fun techniques and things with, whether you want to go in with like some watercolor and things like that and kind of paint and watercolor the little flowers, all kinds of different things that we can do. Okay, so let me do a little wipe down, and then we have to have something that is going to enjoy all of those pretty flowers in Sandy's garden. So let me pull out the dies for our new Lovely Layers hummingbird. All right. So this has been a much requested Lovely Layers, and now you all are going to have this beautiful hummingbird. Okay, LOL, how rude, YouTube. You know, Dawn, I was just telling our friends that I know it does that, and there's a way that you can take it off, but sometimes it cracks me up, and I guess I probably should really take it off of there and not do it, but you know, I'm silly like that. Okay, so we've got our hummingbird pieces. Let me pull out his cute little beak there. And this one is an easy one to put together. So we're going to start coloring our pretty little hummingbird. So this color, or this layer here, is the base layer. You can see the embossing detail here on parts of that. And as with a lot of our Lovely Layers die sets, you're not going to want to cover up any of your embossed areas. Those are what's going to be like the pretty parts of the layering dies. And so let's get my colors out here. I'm going to start out this base layer with Uncharted Mariner. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a dip here and a little bit of a rub off. And then I'm going to go to town with this little hummingbird here. And I can do, you know, little pieces of this, or I could just do the pieces that are embossed, because a lot of it is not going to show a whole lot. But I want his base layer to be pretty dark. Now I'm going to set that aside, and then I know that I want this funny piece here. That's going to end up going right up the side of his little wing right here. I want that the same color. So I'm going to take my brush and then give it a little rub down here. And then let me take my tweezers, and I'm going to set those two right up there together. Okay, whenever I see a hummingbird, I imagine it's my mom saying hi. I know, I love hummingbirds. Okay, so I'm finished with that color. Now we have this layer here. I am going to do this layer in antique linen. So it is going to pull in a little bit of almost a yellowy color. And I am going to go, let me make sure that I'm coloring him correctly. I'm going to start off right down here. And I can do his whole face, go down his little beak. And I'm just going to twirl it this way and that way, right over all those little embossed areas on his little wing. I'm going to make it a little bit deeper right down in here, and maybe a little bit lighter as it fades up into his wing. Okay, so now we've got that portion. Now let's look at this silly little area here. They all look silly, like funny little shapes, until you actually start putting them together. Now I'm going to mix in a little bit of the antique linen right down here. And then let me set that aside. And then I'm going to pull in worn lipstick. Okay, and I'm not going to dip. I'm just going to use my dirty brush and fade it almost down, almost down to the edge of where I've started, like that antique linen portion. Let's kind of blend those together just a little bit. And so his little feathers are going to look like they're kind of fading into one another. Okay, so I'm going to move this right up there. I'm going to move this portion right up here. All right, now right here, we've got a couple of areas. So this portion, and I may need to I'm going to do a tiny little wipe down really fast. So I've got a clean surface to work on. All right. So now let's take this kind of funny one and then this little funny one. And these are going to be evergreen bough. All right. So I'm going to kind of give it a kind of tap it off here. And then I'm going to go in with the evergreen bough and go right up that little long edge. And then the same thing here. And this was a brand new brush again. So that's why I kind of tapped a lot of the ink off. So I have a little bit more control over what is being added on to the die cuts. Okay. So now we can put these funny little layers right up there. All right, let me see which is there only one hummingbird in this set. There's only one hummingbird in this set. Yes. All right. Got a little clean off there. And our last little pieces. Okay, so I'm going to take this little guy and his little beak. And this time I'm going to use fossilized amber. Okay, I'm going to start out with my dirty brush. And let's see how much ink is left on there. I need to tap in. And then we're just going to kind of pull that up lightly. And then his beak. Okay. And then I'm going to set this up here. Come on. And that one up there. And then I want to grab my Uncharted Mariner again. And I'm going to go over this piece. Do you see when I didn't dip back in? Do you see how it almost is the same color as these other feathers that we have? I don't want that. I want it to be that more deep turquoisey color. So I'm going to dip back in and make it darker. So it all kind of blends together. Okay, now let me do a tiny little cleanup here. All right, now let's start putting all of our pretty pieces together. Before I get too far, though, I do want to, this is his little eyeball. Okay, and before you say, oh my goodness, that's the tiniest little eyeball. It is, but on the little hummingbird's face, there is an inset or debossed or embossed, I always get those all confused, area on his face. If you wanted to use a gel pen or something that's easier for you to manage the little eye, there's a spot to do that. Okay, I'm just going to pull out my liquid adhesive here. All right, and then I always like to start with my base layer, and then I'm just going to start adding all of the pieces on. So I'm going to start with this layer. And if I kind of add those together and kind of squeeze them together, you're going to start seeing this little guy come together very easily. Okay, so let's do a dot, dot, dot here. Just a little bit on his long beak. And then I'm going to add it down. And then I can kind of, with my fingers, shimmy everything right into the place that it needs to go. Hold all of that down. Just like that. Okay, and so now we can do let's do this piece. So I'm going to actually use my tweezers because that one was really inky. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive right here. Let me make sure that I'm getting the right piece in there. Nope, I don't want that one yet. I want this one. And these do have layering guides with it. Okay, and then this piece is going to go right here. Make sure all that gets lined up nicely. And I'm going to kind of squeeze that adhesive down. Okay, and this is what we're looking like so far. Okay, now I want this silly little piece. I'm going to set him down right there. And we'll do the next layer. Just going to make sure everything's nicely lined up. And then this is what we have so far. Okay. And then I'm going to put on let's do his little chest. It's going to fit right in there, just like a little puzzle piece. You can see how where I blended that worn lipstick down into the same color as his belly and his little feathers under his wings here. So it all starts to kind of fade out and blend. Let's go ahead and add his cute little beak. And I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive right in here. And then we'll put that down. Okay, you could do a black beak, an orange beak, and then this little piece is going to go right in there. And this is going to make it look like his little tail has the little cupped, almost folded area. So you're going to get the look at the underside of his tail and the top of his tail. And that's going to nestle right down in here. And then I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to make sure everything is kind of shimmied into place. And then this is what we have so far. Let's see here. This release is going to be awesome. Okay, I love him. Gorgeous. Okay. You guys are seeing the first hummingbird that I've put him together, but I haven't ink blended him yet. Okay, now see this area right there? This is the antique linen brush. I'm going to give this a little zhuzh right there. Just so that is not such a really bright yellow on the underside of his tail. I just toned it down just a hair. Okay, now let's do his cute little eyeball. Okay. Let me get it picked up here. There we go. And right it in there, and then let me shimmy it around. There we go. All right. And I want to, before I get too far, let me find it right here. Fossilized amber, and I'm just going to darken up the tip of his beak just a little bit. Maybe just a smidge on the edges of his little wings. There we go. Okay, now let me put those away, and then let's see what we have now. All right, so this is what we've got. And hummingbirds come in all different shapes, sizes, colors. So you really could, I mean, there's blue and purple and gray and all different colors. So you could really make him look any way you wanted to, right? Okay, so I'm going to set him aside, and then I'm going to get rid of this inky mess here. And then the next thing I need to do, and let's see, this may not even look good. Let's see how that's going to look. Okay, it's not too bad. I didn't know what all the pink and purple was going to look like with our hummingbird, but it's not bad. Okay, so now let's stamp a sentiment for him. All right, so this is a new sentiment. And it says, it's going to be hard to read for a second, but it says, flying across the miles with a birthday wish is what this one says. So let's go here. Question, Kelly, would you be able to make one in the opposite direction? Would you be able, not with this set. We might be able to do like an add-on in the future and make one so we have a pair. I can let Lisa and Melissa know. Is Lisa here? I wonder. Let's see here. All right, so flying across the miles with a birthday wish. All right, and before I die cut this, I want to dry it just a little bit. Let's see, does the hummingbird set come with anything else, or it's just the hummingbird? It's just the hummingbird. It's a really small die set. I would have to have a pair with the other one facing the other direction. Yeah, I will let Melissa and Lisa know. And maybe we could do one whose wings are doing, something else. So it'll be a little bit different. Okay, so here is the coordinating die. Let's see, love it. Need it. A fluttering by set would work good with the words. Oh, it would. And there are more. Let's see here. How do I word this? There is a really sweet little stamp set that's coming out too that's got birds. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but let's see here. I'm just going to run this through my big machine here. But those sentiments will go with a couple of different things in this release. All right. Let's see. Couldn't you turn it over and have the embossed instead of debossed? Let me look. Let's flip him over. It's pretty flat on the backside. And I've got, this was my tester guy right here. He's pretty flat because it's only going to press. This is my tester one. It's only going to press into the very top portion of the paper. Okay. Let's see here. Could be a silhouette. You could do it as a silhouette. All right, so there's our cute little sentiment. And now I've got my little background. Probably could have done these in different colors, but I was trying to go springy. I think some oranges and yellows and stuff probably would have been prettier, but it'll be fine, right? Okay, so let's get this little guy stuck down. Let's get the background stuck down before I get too ahead of myself. Let's catch all those little high portions. Let's see here. Beautiful. Hello, this little guy just came in time for her birthday. Let's see here. Lovely. Yeah, I don't think Lisa is on tonight. She's fired again, my friends. Fired again. Okay, I'm just going to catch some of those little... Come on. Okay. And let's make sure this gets all lined up nicely. And give it a light little press. She's on. Oh, she is? Okay, she's not fired. I saw her. Here's what she's doing. Let me tell you, my friends, is she turns us on and she's multitasking. That's what she's doing right now. I can guarantee you. Sorry about my head in the way. I'm grabbing a little foam dot. She's multitasking. Where is she? And I'm just going to pop him up a little bit. The little foam dot. And Lisa told me, she was like, I don't know about the pink background with the hummingbird. Yeah, I think she was right, but he's going to be cute. Oh, he's adorable. Okay. And then let's see here. And there's no telling where my foam strips are. Let's see, I need this dye. I do love the hummingbird. Let's just add some liquid adhesive here. And then we're just going to add that simple little sentiment down here across the bottom. I'm going to set it, and then before it dries, I'm going to kind of make sure that it's all nice and straight. All right, let's see here. I like the pink. Jennifer likes the pink. Saltwater taffy spice mar. Ooh, yeah. I think I need to do a different. I think yellows and oranges would be really pretty with the green and that really deep, like teal turquoisey color. I think that would be really pretty too. That just means I get to make another one, right? Okay. All right. So let's get this out of the way. Okay. So what do you guys think about Sandy's garden and the lovely Layers hummingbird? What do you guys think? So cute. I like the pink. I love the pink. Well, let's see here. Wasn't sure about the purple. I made it really light lavender. But the hummingbird kind of pops off of the cover. But I think we're going to have to play around with some colors. I think I'm going to have to switch it up. Can't wait. Love the hummingbird. And let me go in here if I can get him in so you guys can see all of his. Let me be really still. Do you see all of his detail? And this is only ink blending. So normally, if I was really going to take my time with like one of our little birds or a flower or something, I would go in with like some colored pencil and maybe just kind of zhuzh up his little feathers, add some little details in there. This is strictly just blended ink. So if you're going to cut him out of scraps of colored cardstock, you could totally do that. If you're going to cut it out of white and then ink blend it, you could do that. And he's going to turn out adorable. I love how he looks like his little tail has that little curved portion in there. So cute. And of course, we've got a sweet little birthday sentiment. All right. All right, Lisa. You know what time it is, my friend. And then I'm going to be back on Wednesday night with another sneak peek. And so I hope you will join me for that. Ooh, mica spray. So, because hummingbirds have that little glistening look to them, don't they? They do. All right. Karen Petrick, you are the winner, my friend. So, Karen, if you will email me, Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com. I'm going to send you a prize. And then also, if you have questions or want more information about our upcoming class, if you will email this email address, I will send it to you as well. All right. So thank you all for joining me for our first sneak peek, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye-bye, everyone.